Hello, everyone. My name is Vaishnavi Nashte, and I'm the Marketing and PR Manager here at 31 Media. Welcome to the 31 Media podcast. Today, we have the pleasure of speaking with Nick Pykett, who's the head of QA and test automation engineer with over 11 years of experience in software development, quality assurance, and test automation. He has founded QA Head, a quality assurance and development consultancy, which assists tech companies enhance their QA, dev, and CI/CD practices with clear, simple, and highly effective guidance. Welcome to the 31 Media podcast, Nick. We are very grateful to have you here.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Great to be here.
Amazing. To start with, could you help us understand or give us a bit more information on what got you excited about helping companies enhance their QA game with productivity?
Sure, yeah, absolutely. So I've always really loved tech ever since I was a little kid playing with on BBC Micro and stuff, and I've just
Mhm.
always always loved automating things. And I discovered QA about 11 years ago, and got involved in doing that and scripting things, and always expanding the automation processes
Yeah.
and creating tools and making people smile while making their lives easier, really. I really love teaching people about neat stuff, managing QA clearly and easily. I've learned how to integrate loads of different existing tools and being able to enhance development and simplify QA massively, really, to increase efficiency. Um,
Hmm.
I really think this approach is really cool, and can provide a great benefit to tech companies. So so yeah, actually, I went out and I founded my own company, QA Head, to sort of share
Yeah.
this widely and not just for one employer, but hopefully a lot of people.
Amazing. Amazing. I mean, we will ask you questions about QA Head later on, but I was curious that last year at the National Software Testing Conference, which is coming up in like 8 days or less. You were a speaker at the conference where you proposed that we should be concentrating a bit more on integration of systems in contradiction to the trend towards AI tools. Could you explain a bit more about that and share your current thoughts on it?
Yeah, so I'm still watching keenly, and I'm still sort of waiting for the revolution. I think there's great potential, but I'm still reading about this, about the
Yeah.
potential, and I'm seeing the same tools, which I think continue to carry risks. And in the meantime, while I'm unsure, I think there's loads of work in integration that can be done, providing connecting up tools, and so I'm doing that. And that was my proposition. I'm very happy to be wrong, and I'm really looking forward to coming next week and seeing more talks on the matter. I think there are things like self-healing tests, which could be
Mhm.
great, but it's something I need to explore and
Yeah.
test, see what frameworks are available, keep myself
Hmm.
sort of up to date. Um, but I've got lots of stuff to do in the meantime. I still think I think there are risks with these tools, and problems that could be addressed in other ways. Perhaps it's promising to solve issues
Hmm.
that maybe could be solved with more conventional improvements to process. And sort of, I think my biggest fear is that we could create an AI revolution,
Yeah.
potentially, that adopts testing practices that maybe aren't the best, and we may end up moving a maintenance burden for
Hmm.
into managing AI rather than managing QA, and maybe we should be more directly at the root cause, sort of improving
Hmm.
QA practices deeper.
Yeah.
And so I'm doing that first. I'm very happy to be wrong, but that's what I've been doing.
Mm. So would you say, like, I mean, just a follow-up question, would you say that your opinions have changed at all since 2023's conference to now in 2024? Like, have they evolved in a way?
Um, Not yet, but
Not yet.
next week maybe.
Yeah.
Um, but I'm still too busy to
Yeah.
give it enough time to address those risks, and
Yeah.
I still see great potential and great offerings that I can provide to companies as I have been, um,
Mm.
that more immediately. So no, I'm still not there yet.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, maybe next week we'll get to know a bit more about that, and then we can have this podcast again to see how your opinions have changed on that matter. But yeah, like you mentioned that you've also founded companies like, for example, QA Head. I'm curious, like, can you tell us a bit more about it and what exactly does it aim to offer?
So yeah, I think there's a lot of tech companies, especially startups, but also sort of larger, well-established companies
Yeah.
who could benefit from improving their QA. Don't necessarily have great resources to commit to it. Can't
Mhm.
necessarily just throw people at it or buy some tool.
Yep.
But there's lots of little things that could be done that I think I could help with. Provide relatively simple upgrades and training and support and just augment their processes, simplify it, add integrations, tweaks, but
Yeah.
they'll be much more efficient after that, and they don't have to commit a long time financial commitment.
hmm hmm Nice. It sounds very interesting and definitely something we can explore further at the conference as well, which brings me to my last question. Like, what are you most excited about when it comes to the National Software Testing Conference?
Sure. Well, lots of interesting speakers,
hmm
obviously, and sort of check out what people are saying, what tools they're using. Last year, I particularly enjoyed the workshops. It was more hands-on,
Mm,
talking with people and discussing more intimately and discovering what's going on and how people approach particular problems and being able to ask those sort of direct questions about the
yeah.
AI tools, for example, that they're using, and
hmm
talking to people and sharing knowledge and yeah, see what's going on.
Amazing. Yeah, I think the conference in itself is like a great opportunity for people to like sort of come together because seldom would you come across like a one-stop platform where you can meet all the AI experts in the industry and who are there to like sort of upskill themselves. So yeah, definitely I agree with that.
It was
But
really great as well because you can quite easily go onto the internet and spend hours looking at things. But
yeah,
you can come to the conference and you've got this sort of created list of particular things that
exactly.
are interesting and you know they're going to be good.
Yeah, like because even when it comes to like self-learning, there's only so much you can do with self-learning and just researching on the internet versus when you are actually at the conference, you get to network with like hundreds of people and learn from them at the same time. So in those 2 days combined. So yeah, definitely looking forward to it.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Amazing. So thank you so much for this conversation today, Nick. I'm looking forward to seeing you at the National Software Testing Conference, which is next week.
Brilliant. Yeah, thanks very much for having me.